The mighty Mississippi River carving its path through Memphis, Tennessee, where we're coming to you from tonight. It's NBA basketball on 2K Sports. We're glad you could join us on this exciting Friday night matchup. With Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at Memphis. They're in the upper part of the conference records right now, in 5th place. And checking out Utah, right now, quite a ways down below.
And seeing where Utah is so far, it looks like the adjustments they made in the offseason aren't going to produce the desired effect.
And remember, this was a team that had talked about the importance of getting off to a quick start. This has been a worst-case scenario. Their confidence looks shaken.
The starters for the Utah Jazz, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. At the forward slots, it's Bogdanovich and Ingles. And it's Davis in at the center position. And for Memphis, Brooks at the 3 with Jackson at the 4. Morant is out there with Baker, and it's Adams in at the 5. Early on, players vying for larger roles and more minutes, and Doris, always interesting to see how all of that materializes.
Yeah, Kev, I think unless you have a veteran team who's maybe been in the playoffs and established themselves, there's nothing set in stone yet. Obviously, guys are looking to prove themselves from the very moment that ball is tipped up in the air. And who gets a rhythm early? Who starts off strong? Let's see.
I'm looking forward to it as well. That one falls.
The handle and the acceleration. Morant moves around the court with the ball on a string.
Now Conley. Pass to Mitchell. To the middle. Here's Davis, and he banks in the layup.
Well, to me, this is what great point guards do. Donovan Mitchell demonstrating just how skilled he is at connecting with open teammates.
Now here's Morant. Coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. Over Conley, and that one's good. Morant's got his second basket.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Here's Bogdanovich. 9 points last game. Count it.
Bogdanovich, such a nice offensive arsenal. He is capable of scoring from anywhere.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, a bit ago, Taylor Jenkins and I were able to chat. He said their first order of business will be contending with the high-flying Donovan Mitchell, who is very dangerous with the ball in his hands. Look to apply pressure to try to keep him off of balance. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
2 shots. Last on the first.
That's good from Morant.
And as good as Morant's been, there's still plenty of upside. One of the younger players to enter the draft in 2019.
He hits both from the stripe.
Boy, guys, you think about it, a very respectable 50 wins for the Jazz last year. That's a 5 seed in the absolute brutal West. But now what do you think? The playoffs, when it counts the most, you bowed out in 5 games to the Houston Rockets.
Now, here's Mitchell. 26 points for him last game against Brooklyn. The second effort, and Bogdanovich lays it in.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Here's Morant. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries. And the Jazz front office said, we have a very good team, but we don't have a great team. So with that in mind, Doris, how do they get there?
Well, I think, Kevin, obviously you begin with Donovan Mitchell, who had experienced some growing pains in year 2. You have to adjust to having that bullseye on your back.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And there's the pass to Ingles. Outside, Bogdanovich. 6 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Memphis. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
He had a nice open look right there.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Conley, the pass to Mitchell. Can they get it? And he lays it up and in.
Wow, gentlemen, the quick first step of Donovan Mitchell gets the advantage, and it's over.
Now here's Morant. Defense is right there. The shot's good.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Stolen by Brooks. Here's Baker. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
And how about the numbers here for Baker? Averaging about 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it to me is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
Here's Ingles. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Don't let Joe Ingles get comfortable in the mid-range now. It's going to be a long night.
Morant with it. 12 points for him. He doesn't hit that one. Good D by Bogdanovich. And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Jazz. Trailing by 5. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season.
And even though they're one of the top teams, they dropped the season series to this squad. So sometimes matchups play a role.
The 3 drops in the tray.
And this pumps the whole team up. Conley's shooting ability brings energy and excitement.
And for the Grizzlies, they come in off a good outing against the Hornets in Charlotte.
You know what, though? Not only did they get to the free throw line a lot, but they converted at a high clip.
Well, they pushed the action on the offensive end, strategically super aggressive, and it really paid off for them at the free throw line.
Here's Mitchell. Following the basket by John Morant. Mitchell finds Bogdanovich. Back to Mitchell. The 3 ball. The rebound by Baker. Memphis leading by 4. On the wing, Brooks. They get it back. And he gets the bucket.
Listen, there is a touch and a confidence about Steven Adams. If he's in the paint, he will get it done.
Conley, the pass to Ingles. Here's Mitchell. And the 3 off target.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Conley dishes to Davis. Now here's Bogdanovich. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Memphis has gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. One of the most voracious rebounders per minute in the NBA. Ed Davis out of North Carolina. Terrific player.
Yeah, he is, Kevin. He put in a ton of time in the weight room. His Portland teammates actually used to tease him and call him Shirt Off Ed. He has bulked up and likes to throw his weight around inside now.
So it's the Jazz now, following the score by Memphis. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Already his 2nd foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
The Jazz making a switch here. Green's checked in. Memphis leading by 5. Baker passes to Adams. Oh!
My goodness. Steven Adams will leave no doubt when he's near the cup.
Conley into the lane. The rebound by Steven Adams.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Sinks the triple.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Yours, you graduated as your college's all-time assist leader. Talk about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about unselfishness, vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great pride in each and every one of those things.
I did. I love trying to make my teammates better. It feels great to make somebody feel good.
Oubre's. Checked in for the Grizzlies. And Utah with a change here, too. Clarkson's checked in. Conley dishes to Green. Shot to stop the run. The rebound by Steven Adams. And the Grizzlies leading by 10. Stolen by Michael Conley. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And that's a momentum shifter. A steal leading straight to the basket.
Here's Morant. 14 points for him. In the corner, it's Oubre. Adams against Davis. And Adams kicks to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip, and guys are making their shots. That's critical.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. 7 points in the game. Conley finds Bogdanovich. Jazz passing it around. A shot by Clarkson, no good. Memphis with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. Here's the lob to Adams. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
Well, simply put it in the vicinity of Steven Adams, and his great hands makes that dunk look easy.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Occupying that instant offense role, Doris. Jordan Clarkson able to get his shot anytime.
No doubt, Kevin. He's a little bit of a streaky scorer. The challenge is on the defensive end. That's where he has to really improve if he's going to stay on the floor and impact winning.
throw good. Clarkson. And it seems like Jordan Clarkson may have found his niche, Greg, as instant offense coming off the bench.
A perfect fit for a scoring-minded combo guard. Clarkson able to create his own shot and comfortable pulling from all three levels.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Clark, he's checked in for Steven Adams, and Jones subbed in for Morant. And both free throws good for Clarkson. Well, the Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
Here's Conley. Jaren Jackson making his last shot. Pass to Davis. And here is Conley. 5 points in the game. 6 to shoot. Here's Clarkson. And he comes up with the deuce.
How about Jordan Clarkson, the ability at his position to absorb contact and finish the play?
Outside, Jones. From past the arc, buries it from three-point range. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now here's Green. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Conley, the pass to Bogdanovich. Over Baker. That shot off, and the Grizzlies going the other way now. Outside, Jones. Pass to Baker. Launches a three, and again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Jazz trail by 16. Now Conley. His last outing with 20 points. Dishes it to Davis. Reverses. And that one falls, coming off Conley's feet. Davis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Man, he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
And so Clarkson will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. 1:30 left to play in the first quarter. They grab their own miss. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, easy call.
The Jazz have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
First free throw is good.
And the playmaking of Joe Ingles, such a valuable asset for the Jazz.
Well, Greg, they've needed more shot creation, and his growth in that regard, especially operating in the pick and roll, such a big lift to their offense.
Anderson, he's checked in for Baker. Then for the Jazz, Gorgie Dang's checked in for Green. Emmanuel Mudiay comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Dante Exum in for Mike Conley. Greg, a new look roster for the Grizzlies. They got a lot more athletic this past summer.
Well, Ja Morant and Brandon Clark, their first-round picks, two of the more explosive players in the draft. The Grizzlies last in the league in pace last season. They may have cause to accelerate that tempo this year. Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
And what surprises me, Greg, is the defense hasn't done anything to take away that three-point shot. That has been their preferred weapon tonight.
And Davis puts it in. Davis has got 7 points.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Oubre outside. Passes to Anderson. Goes back up. Jackson. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Back Back to Exum. Clarkson on the wing. 19 seconds left in the first quarter.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Oubre dishes to Jones. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Moutier. Drains the three-pointer.
Well, this to me is the critical aspect that Emmanuel Moutier must develop. Can he knock down three-point shots? He does so there.
And so it's Memphis. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Mike Conley, one of the best players never to play in an All-Star game, and he says he's tired of the underrated label.
The underrated Mike Conley thing has been out the window for me for a while, and it's gotten a little frustrating because I felt like I've been deserving of it over the years, but it's so hard to crack that spot in the Western Conference, and I'm going to keep working, and hopefully this will be the year.
And as he said, in the West, so many great guards.
And he's been a part of some winning teams, certainly has been in the conversation. He'll just have to be content with that max contract.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And looking at what we've seen, Grizzlies pretty much in control here.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
And so in the game for the Jazz, we've got Davis. Moutier out there with Exum. Then there's Jordan Clarkson, and it's Jang in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Here's Jones after Ed Davis's score. Outside Jackson fires the three. The rebound by the Jazz.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
The shot by Clarkson, no good. Memphis leading by 11. Now the pass to Jones. Jackson with it. Anderson trying to free himself up. Jackson gets the bucket. Jackson's got 6.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Now, here's Clarkson. 17 points for him last game against Brooklyn. Here's Exum. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Really good anticipation by Dante Exum. He feels the defense laying off, and he sticks it.
Pass to Anderson. High arcing shot, and it's good on the way in. Anderson's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, instead of forcing it all the way to the cup, he just goes with that little teardrop.
Here's Clarkson. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents let him find his passion, but the game was always in his genes. Jackson Jr. said, "I've always prided myself on being more than just a basketball player, but I can't deny my laser focus on the sport." Kevin, he's following in his father's footsteps, but looking to create his own legacy.
Terrific mentor, but he's just getting started, David. Thank you. And he makes the first. Doris, if I were to ask you right now in the league who has the most unstoppable shot, who would you tell me?
You know what's interesting, Kevin, is I wonder if in the long view of history, James Harden's step-back three will become sort of an identifiable shot with him, the way the sky hook was with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Wow, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, you wonder, does that become a signature play for James? It certainly is something that's darn near impossible to stop right now.
Stolen by Anderson. Outside Jackson. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint. Well, for Josh Jackson, not really the sophomore season he was hoping for. Didn't take a major leap forward and saw him fighting for reserve minutes at times.
Morant, he's checked in for Memphis. The free throw drops for Jackson. And with Jackson, Greg, they just need to see more from him.
The upside, it's still there for Jackson, but nothing is guaranteed in the NBA. He needs to keep working on his game to live up to the lofty draft expectations.
Now, here's Exum. Stolen by Anderson. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Morant with it. Brooks outside. There's Jackson with the three. Rebounded by Exum.
Didn't hesitate for a second to get a hand up on that deep ball.
Well, tremendous effort, tremendous timing, the ability to alter shots on the perimeter. That was beautiful.
Now, here's Mitchell. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. At one point, they led by 16. Now, here's Morant, defended by Moutier. Morant kicks to Brooks. They get it again. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Brooklyn Nets. And then Mitchell with the dunk.
You can see the improving court awareness of Emmanuel Moutier, having an understanding for when to find his guys.
Pass to Morant. 13 feet away. Jump shot is good that time. Morant's got 16 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for, consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Now, here's Mitchell. He has 6. Now here's Jang. Here's Exum. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
And they're shooting really well from long range this quarter. They should keep looking to the three-point shot for some extra offense.
Brooks outside. Passes it to Adams. He kicks to Anderson. Second chance shot. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
And out of UCLA, forward Kyle Anderson. Some call him slow-mo. Why is that?
Well, I mean, not the most athletic player. It's his size and IQ for the game, though, that makes him so effective.
Free throw, good, Anderson.
And one of the worst kept secrets of last season, the Jazz looking for an upgrade in their backcourt to pair with Donovan Mitchell.
Well, there's no question, Greg. That was a poorly kept secret indeed. They felt the Grizzlies leaked their trade talks for Mike Conley, going so far as to call it unethical. Consequently, the guard spot was the big focus for them this summer.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
The pass to Jang. Kicks to Green. Pass to Mitchell. From the line. And it's off the back rim, no good.
And this is exactly what you have to do to stop him. That was a tremendous contest, forcing the miss.
Now here's Morant. Not a lot of room. Pass to Jackson. Adams trying to free himself up. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Morant. Jackson's got 5 points so far. Jazz trail by 12. Conley finds Mitchell. Back to Conley. Morant with the steal. Brooks with it. Conley picks him up, and he makes that one.
What's amazing about Morant, he racks up steals, even though he doesn't naturally gamble a lot.
Utah calls timeout coming off that loss against the Nets.
Really a disappointing effort. That game could have and should have been closer than it was.
Listen, Greg, I don't fault the effort. That was there all night. It was the quality of play that was lacking. There was not a ton of cohesion. They've got to figure it out.
The Grizzlies making a change here. Baker's checked in. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Morant.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Utah with the ball. It's a 14-point game. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Conley. Green breaking loose. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
For Memphis, they have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And the technical free throw is good. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Basket counts.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
He dishes it to Mitchell. The 3. It's rebounded by Memphis. Adams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Baker. Jackson trying to break free. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Jang, the pass to Mitchell. Here's the 3. Here's Green, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And Jeff Green, now a journeyman veteran in the NBA. But you know what, Doris? He'll give you good production.
It doesn't matter, Kevin, where you seem to play this guy. Jeff Green finds a way to contribute. Listen, I know his three-point shooting can be hot and cold, but this guy is aware of when to look for it and when to move the basketball. 2 qualities you love.
Bogdanovich is checked in for the Jazz.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
Oh, Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
He gets right to the rim, but the defense there to deter it. And purely from a physical standpoint, Ja Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight, and few players are more explosive athletically.
That's good from Morant. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
And so he hits both.
And this kid, Ja Morant, came out of nowhere, under-recruited in high school, showed some promise in that first year of college, but boy, did he blow up.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it. Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Now here's Jang. 8 points his last outing. Outside Bogdanovich. Clock at 6. Trying to get open is Jang. That one's good, and the Grizzly lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Bogdanovich. And Morant really impacts the game in every area.
It's incredible, Kevin. He gives you the points, the assists, the rebounds. But then you look at the box score, and you also see a block, a couple steals. And I like that he shoots a high percentage at the line.
Jazz trail by 12. And here's Bogdanovich for 3. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 8 rebounds in this game.
Boy, he hasn't found the range yet here in the second period. Only 1 triple for him tonight.
Morant with it. Now Green defending. And finished off by Morant.
How about the authority from Morant? The way he was running, you knew he was aiming to shatter the rim.
Now here's Conley. 7 points in the game. Brooks against Mitchell. Over Brooks. And good as it just snugs right down through the net.
Well, you give Donovan the mid-range jumper, he will make you pay.
Now here's Morant. Guarded by Green. And here's Morant. And it's good. Looking quite sharp with 10 of 12 shooting tonight.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Green dishes to Mitchell. Nice ball movement by Utah. Jang finds Conley. It's stolen by Adams. Now here's Morant. Covered by Mitchell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You know, what's probably frustrating for the young Josh Jackson is that he's got all the tools to be successful. This guy can score inside and out. He's got great athleticism. Now he's just seeking the right opportunity and a chance to put all that talent together.
And the first one drops. And with Jackson, it's a matter of consistency, Doris, for him in the early stages of his career.
I think he is still waiting, Josh Jackson, for the moment when he puts everything together. You love the work ethic and the fire he plays with, but he's got to start to become consistent and know a franchise can count on him.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Showing a lot more aggressiveness now after making 0 trips to the line in the first quarter.
Passes it to Jang. 1:05 left in the first half. Good work there as it goes.
Well, we understand that Jordan Clarkson is strong enough to take contact and continue through the play. Nice aggressiveness.
Adams, count that as his 4th basket of the night. Just 7 shots to get there.
Well, this is what he does. Find ways to make his presence felt, and this time on the offensive glass.
How about the hustle on display there? That kind of effort will earn respect. From everyone.
And never one to force the issue. Conley smoothly knocks that down.
Here's Jones. He's got 7. Here's Adams. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Adams has got 4 points in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Here's Baker. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Clearly a foul.
For Memphis, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
2 shots. Last on the first.
And the first one at the line is good. Both good from the line that time.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Now Clarkson. Got it up. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so we wrap up the first half. Grizzlies lead by 14. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what concerns you most about the first half?
Well, I think the tempo is in their favor right now. They're fast, and they're getting up and down the floor, so they're running out in transition.
Got to beat them to the punch. Thanks very much, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's Memphis out in front at the half. They lead by 14. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, their field goal percentage is a number that jumps off the page. May I say it's Shaq-like? That's a good one. Seriously, they're incredibly efficient shooting the basketball, and I don't think they settle for any bad shots. And you're never going to go wrong with that strategy.
And Shaq, how do you think the Jazz were playing?
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, honey. Without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA, over.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take it down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Brooks at the 3 with Jackson at the 4. Morant is out there with Baker, and it's Adams in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the lineup out there for the Grizzlies. Baker with the bucket.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude. Like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball was right there.
Now here's Conley. The dish to Bogdanovich. Shoots it. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change. Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Ingles can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies leading by 18. And Brooks, here we go. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
And it's Mitchell missing.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Right around a minute and a half played here in the third quarter.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now.
Here's Adams. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
And the Jazz call time here. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
Now here's Conley. He's got 10. Back to Mitchell. Ingles in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Mitchell outside. Drills the three-pointer. Mitchell's got 11 points.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Here's the lob to Adams. That one doesn't drop.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
The offensive rebound. Baker with the bucket. Baker's got 20.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Conley scanning the floor. Bogdanovich finds Davis. Mitchell outside. Over Brooks. Mitchell's shot is good. He's got 13.
Guys, you can tell Donovan Mitchell can wear down a defense. He's cooking right now.
Here's Morant. Chalk up 2 there.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And it's blocked.
Well, you see the insane vertical, the long arms. Morant impacts every aspect of the game.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. And the Grizzlies leading by 22. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's Baker. Knocks down the three ball. Baker's got 7 now in this quarter.
Knocks that one down. 4 triples for the night. 3 in the first half.
And here's Bogdanovich for 3. Rebounded by Jackson.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Now here's Morant. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 25.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys, Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D. Wade with how he plays.
Free throw dropped for Mitchell.
And you ask around, his coaches and teammates love Donovan Mitchell. The way he carries himself, really infectious, upbeat, but also a born competitor.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. Dante Exum, he's checked in for Utah. And Mitchell drops them both. And going into the 2017 draft, Mitchell was a sleeper. Maybe even Greg to himself, he wasn't sure he was ready to make that leap.
And you know, Kevin, it was the NBA players he was working out with in the summertime who told him, man, you're ready right now. And a season that saw him second in Rookie of the Year votes validated that and built his confidence.
Here's Exum after Memphis gets the 3. Another miss by Utah.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Count it. That's 7 points for Brooks.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
Mitchell outside. The pass to Ingles. Pulls up. Wide open shot is on the money. Ingles has got his second bucket of the night.
Well, just another weapon in the arsenal of Joe Ingles, right? The catch-and-shoot game on point.
Morant kicks to Jackson. Baker in the corner. Over Mitchell. Rebound, Utah. Pass to Exum. Davis with it. The Jazz working the ball around now. Bogdanovich passes to Davis. Here's the teardrop. Just 5 to shoot. Ingles off the left rim and out. Memphis has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Baker. And there it is for him. Baker's got 12 now in this quarter.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Mitchell outside. Off target with his 3. The Grizzlies shooting so well, 63%, the offense working as one cohesive unit. Baker kicks to Morant. kept alive. Brooks with no one around. No good on the triple.
Well, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, we know Donovan Mitchell is explosive athletically. Put it on the deck. Go ahead, sir.
The Jazz have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
At the line for 2.
Two shots.
The first one falls.
Boy, you have to admire Donovan Mitchell. This guy is capable of playing either guard position, and he plays with so much passion and energy, guys. It's infectious.
Kelly Oubre's checked in for Dylan Brooks. Utah also making some changes. Green comes in for Ed Davis. And it's Jordan Clarkson in for Bogdanovich. And he makes both free throws.
And after attempting no free throws in the first half, now he's putting the defense back on its heels.
Morant with it. He's got 26. The teardrop falls in. Morant's got 28 points for the game.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Now, here's Exum. D right on him. Pass to Mitchell. Back to Ingles. Dishes to Mitchell. Over Baker. Mitchell's shot is good. Mitchell's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
You get the sense that a little bit of pressure makes Donovan Mitchell elevate his game. Under duress of the shot clock, no problem.
Jackson dishes to Morant. No good from the wing.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Here's Oubre. Second shot opportunity. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage. The Grizzlies have been a winning team for most of the last decade. Injuries snapped their playoff streak back in 18, but the silver lining, a top draft pick they used to select Jaren Jackson.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Clark comes in for Anderson, and Jones subbed in for Baker. That's good from Jackson. And in his rookie season, Jaren Jackson, the youngest player in the league, he seemed NBA ready.
And already he impacts the game on both ends of the floor. A ton of upside with this young man. He's already helping the Grizz win games.
And although the team didn't have much success last year, Emmanuel Mudiay certainly got his career back, I thought, Doris, in the right direction.
Well, I think for Emmanuel, he had an opportunity for minutes, and he played as he needed to in order to show that he is a capable player going forward. The tools, I think, have always been there for the former number 7 pick. It's about starting to put it together consistently.
First one falls for him.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Both free throws good from Mudiay.
And still trying to find his footing in the league. Mudiay must show improvement in his shooting moving forward.
Now here's Jones. He's got 7. Lets it go from deep. Utah with the rebound. Jang's got 4 rebounds now tonight. passes it to Moutier. The shot's good on the assist by Ingles. 8 points for Emmanuel Moutier.
I'll tell you, Joe Ingles is proving that as a passer, he is a special player.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Clarkson. Here's Jackson. And the shot is good. Jackson's got 7 now in this quarter.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. No good with the triple. Memphis has gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Jones drives in. A rebound by the Jazz. Zhang's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Moutier kicks to Zhang. Jazz passing it around. Clarkson with the ball. He's picked up by Morant. The shot by Clarkson, no good. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Ed Davis is checked in for Zhang. Ingles finds Moutier. Knocked loose. Here's Jones. And that one, good. Jones has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Clarkson bounce pass. Davis against Jackson. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question, Greg. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Now here's Jones. He's got 9. Throws it up high.
Well, this is the kind of pass that gets everyone excited. It's also how you build great team chemistry.
The Jazz shooting a troubling 38% in the 3rd. Not the finest work of this offense. Here's Green. Trying to get open as Davis. Tries again. Clarkson. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Clarkson's got 10 points.
Jordan Clarkson showing he's capable of finishing inside.
Here's Morant. And the layup's good off the glass.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Here's Moutier. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And it's Jones with the ball for Memphis. He'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the 2nd of 4 games at home for him. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Good. 9 points for Jeff Green.
Boy, this guy has been terrific. The rest of the team, however, struggling.
Now here's Morant. He's covered by Clarkson. With some arc. Great D that time from Green.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
And it's Jones. That's on the assist by Morant. 13 points in the game.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Now here's Moutier. He's got 10. There's the pass to Ingles. 3-pointer. Drains it from beyond the arc.
So you've got to chase Joe Ingles off that 3-point line because he is lethal.
And here's Morant. 30 points in the game. On the wing, Jones. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And as we conclude the 3rd quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Memphis out in front, just dominating this one. Live from the FedEx Forum, you're watching 2K Sports. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. Taking a look at the Jazz, Emmanuel Mudiay out there with Conley. Then it's Green, then there's Davis, and it's Clarkson in at the 3 spot. Here's Davis, and Adams sends it back.
Well, so good at anticipating when shots are going to go up. Steven Adams, terrific protecting the basket.
Offensive rebound. Clark, the pass to Adams, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. And a quick look now at how the Memphis Grizzlies' schedule is shaping up. On Sunday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Denver Nuggets. And then on Tuesday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors.
And that game against the Lakers, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Here's Conley, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Tyus Jones.
4th selection back in the 07 draft, Conley has been a reliable guard for many years.
That's good from Conley. Greg, some folks suspected Conley might be moved when Memphis had a shot at drafting John Morant right before the draft that deal took place.
I tell you what, he looks to be a great fit in Utah. Can be that 3rd star the team needs to push them to the next level. Utah had to give up a fair sum to get him, but it was worth the risk.
And Conley drops them both. And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantle.
He's embraced it, Kevin, and he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
Here's Clark, guarded by Green. Goes up again. The Grizzlies with another miss.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Here's Mudiay. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. And the Grizzlies leading by 21. Oubre, good.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Brooks checked in for Clark. And Utah with a change here, too. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Jeff Green. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this 4th quarter. Another miss by Utah. Grizzlies have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Here's Jones. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And that's 15 points for Tyus Jones. Jones against Conley. Bogdanovich wide open. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
Well, Bojan Bogdanovic, a very confident basketball player. He knows very well he has the green light to take these shots.
Now here's Jones. Pass to Oubre. There's Jackson with the 3. The shot, no good. The Jazz go the other way with it. To the paint, here's Davis. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Well, known for being a terrific passer, he shows you right there. Case in point.
Jones looking for an opening. Pass to Adams. Brooks against Conley. And Davis sends it back. Outside Conley. Passes it to Moutier for the three. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. The feed now to Oubre. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Baker, he's checked in for Memphis. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Gorgie Dang's checked in for Davis. Green comes in for Joe Ingles. Royce O'Neal's checked in for Bogdanovich. And it's Clarkson in for Mike Conley. Here is Brooks. Adams outside. Clock at 6. Back to Baker. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Elbow shot. That's good on the jump shot. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Moutier finds Jang. Clarkson up top over Baker. Trying to get open as Jang. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. The pass to Baker. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Here's Baker. Shoots over Clarkson, and that one hits back iron. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Count it. Good.
Well, so great when your offense produces a shot that close to the rim. The rest of the work becomes easier.
Here's Jones. The rebound by Jeff Green.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That's good from O'Neal. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Memphis leading by 18. And it's Brooks in the corner. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Jones has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Jones against Moutier. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Steven Adams picks one up. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this: the NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Both free throws good from Moutier. You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. You think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
Here's Jackson following the basket by Emmanuel Mudiay. The drive by Jackson, 2 points, that one goes. And the Grizzlies lead by 19.
Well, this is what you're trying to do, put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight, Greg. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
Now here's Mudiay. He kicks it to O'Neal. Trying to get open is Jang. Good on the triple.
Well, Emmanuel Mudiay, pretty pass. Let's see some more of that young gun.
Jones in the post, defended by Mudiay. Green with the block. Here's Clarkson. No good on the three. And the Grizzlies leading by 16. Baker passes to Jackson. Count that one. Jackson's got 11 points here in just the second half.
That's about reading the floor. Hits his man right where he wanted it.
And so it's Mudiay with it. He'll bring it up for Utah. Jang inside. Adams on him. His first shot coming late. The second chance effort. Jang, no luck.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Here's Baker. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Baker's got 30.
I tell you, he's making everything he looks at tonight. He should be their number one option on every possession.
Clarkson dishes to O'Neal. And it's off from three-point range. Memphis has gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Yep, that one goes. And that's 12 points for Brooks.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Now here's Mudiay. Kicks to Green. In basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Memphis leading by 20. To the inside, Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
The Jazz shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Pass to Clarkson. Jeff Green on the wing. Over Jackson. And it's Green missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Here's Jones. Can't hit that one. Great D that time from Green. Here's O'Neal. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's good from O'Neal. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Here's Conley following the score by Memphis. 5 on the clock. A 3 from Bogdanovich. He can't get that one. And the Grizzlies leading by 23. Morant passes to Baker. Here's Jackson. Adams finds Jackson. And that one's in. He's only missed 3 of 13.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice.
Mitchell looking it over. Pass to Bogdanovich. Here's Conley. Over Morant. And the rejection by Jackson. Another miss by Utah.
Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-point attempt. Great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done.
Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more three-point attempts than two-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade, you see more three-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than twos. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area twos, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and three-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
The first free throw is good. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Rabs checked in for Steven Adams. Sterling Brown comes in for Dylan Brooks. And Glenn Robinson III is subbed in for Baker. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Green, he's checked in for Bogdanovich. George Niang comes in for Joe Ingles. Dante Exum, he's checked in for Mitchell. And Williams Goss subbed in for Mike Conley. Both free throws good from Jackson. And it's Exum with the ball who will bring it up for the Jazz.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Grizzlies.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And with this effort tonight, grabbing their 8th win of the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Ja Morant.
What a selfless effort tonight. He's done such a great job finding guys in their appropriate spots.
And it's blocked. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Jackson. A floater. That's tipped. Now O'Neal. Another miss by O'Neal. Here's Rab. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that about wraps it up. For Doris Berg, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.